Welcome back to the Last 8% project and the peer coaching videos. My name is Dr. JP Pawliw-Fry. So excited you're here. What we're going to talk about today is what's the model we're going to be using to do the coaching and how can we use that model most effectively. So we're going to use the bridge model from the work we've done at the Institute for Health and Human Potential. It comes from our training side of the program. And here's how it works. It's actually pretty simple, but what's interesting is that when we're under pressure, we fall to a default behavior. So, think about we're trying to build a connection or a bridge to someone. And, most of us build a bridge, and we do it with lots of good intention. And most of us do it from our side to their side. Like we come from our perspective. And that's good, but it's not great. And and I know good is the enemy of great because we think it's good enough and it's not. I want to challenge you to actually go and start from the other side of the bridge and work building it backwards towards ourself. And by the way, most of us probably think, oh yeah, we do that. You don't. I don't, especially when we're under pressure, because when we're under pressure, we get very self-referential. We think about our side of the bridge and we're not really thinking about their side of the bridge. And this is a really key point. So what you want to do is kind of think to yourself, okay, I'm going to walk over to their side of the bridge and build it step by step backward towards myself. And there's a big reason we do this because, we don't know their reality. We're not in their shoes, literally. And so we've got to really challenge our assumptions as we hear information to know, okay, stay curious. Don't be certain. Curious versus certain. Be curious, be curious, be curious. And so the model, the 3 steps are WAV. Willingness to listen, asking questions, and validating. So we call it the wave. That's how you build the bridge. So let's go through each one of them. We need to have a willingness to listen, to really recognize again that there's so much information that we don't even have. And by the way, if we sometimes start to think, oh, we need to tell people what to do. Right? And I see this a lot of times. And by the way, I've had some people tell me, well, look, I see all these coaches on sports telling their coach what to do. They don't ask them questions. Well, actually the best coaches do ask questions. Maybe in the middle of a game, they're more into command and control. But the truth is that we don't need to be the experts telling people what to do. We don't. There's a ton of equity of knowledge and wisdom on the other side. And let's be curious. Let's get more painting a picture, understanding all of what's going on. Ask them what they've been trying so that we can add value, right? It means that we're actually doing more than what we otherwise would by just telling people what to do. So there's a willingness to listen, to really kind of get off of our side of the bridge onto their side of the bridge. And we have to start with that. Number 2, we need to ask questions. We know that when you make a statement versus asking a question, it turns on a different part of the brain, right? When you make a statement, it triggers the amygdala, which makes people think, oh, I'm doing something wrong, versus if you ask a question, and it's got to be a real, genuine question, it turns on their left prefrontal cortex to calm their amygdala and opens up their working memory. So we want to ask questions, right? We want to try to understand what's going on. And here's a little handy thing to look for. As you ask questions, you want to listen for facts, feelings, and values, right? So when you ask your partner, hey, what last 8% situation would you like to cover? As they start to talk and you're listening, willingness to listen, that's one step. And you're asking questions, that's the second step. The third is to validate. And you validate listening for facts, feelings, and values. What's just the facts, ma'am. That's the first part. Paint a picture. And then how do they feel about that? Feelings. And then how does that fit with your values? And so it's really powerful actually when we can have that little model in our mind. And again, you're going to have all the questions so you can walk in knowing you can and print them out so you have them right in front of you. But if you're kind of listening for those 3 pieces of information, different kinds of information, facts, feelings, and values, it really makes it much easier. And it helps us go deeper into each one of those if need be. And so while you have the questions, I want you also to know that you can deviate from the questions. And as you get more comfortable, you will deviate from the questions. I mean, a good coach is really not thinking about their side of the bridge and their questions in a sense, but we want you to have that for confidence. They're really on the other side of the bridge, sensing where the conversation is going and what next great question can move that person to understanding the situation and then ultimately to taking action. And so again, at the end of the questions, you'll see there's a question for the individual, so what do you think you can do? And how can I support you in doing that? This might seem a lot, but the truth is that if you have this beside you and you just start using this, it becomes, with repetition, a habit, right? Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So you want to get into this habit, right? That's the key here. So good luck. Actually, I don't even want to wish you good luck. I want to wish you good preparation. Really prepare. Watch these videos over and over. Print out your questions. So I want to wish you good luck. I want to wish you good preparation and good courage so that when you're in there with your partner, have a bit of confidence to, ask them questions, push them, bring out your heart and edge. Really listen. Be a good listener. Have empathy, but also ask those tough questions. Ask them, hey, what are you avoiding? Why are you avoiding that? What can I do to support you? You'll be amazed. Again, this can change your life. This can change your partner's life. Really, I mean that wholeheartedly. Have a great day.